Today we are talking about two movies, Mohabbatein and Dead Poets Society. If you didn't know, Mohabbatein feels like it's highly inspired by Dead Poets Society and it's so much more better. So I'm just gonna point out some similarities and differences between the movies and the good and the bad and everything. So let's get started. Firstly, let me say that Mohabbatein is way too long for what it is. It's like 3.5 hours long. I was watching it at 2x speed and I was like forwarding every 2 minutes because it's way too long and lengthy. A few bad from the movie Mohabbatein. Anupam Kher's character could not have been more annoying. He is a wasted actor in this movie. I understand it's like a comic relief character, but so is the majority of the script of this movie. Another thing is the girls in this movie wear very short clothes, and like Uday Chopra's character Vikram is almost always shirtless, showing off his physique. Now that's a problem because this movie supposedly takes place in a cold place. You can see that because Amitabh Bachchan's character Narayan Shankar is always in shawl and the fireplace is always going on, and also it's super windy all the time and there are maple leaves all throughout these movies which do fall in winter, so one can assume it's winters. You can just physically see that it's cold. And yet, why the hell are these characters wearing such skimpy clothes or shirtless in this cold? Why? If you're saying that they can wear whatever the hell they want and I have no right to say anything about it, yes, you're right. I don't have any right. By the way, how many girls in the college in this movie are not feeding the typical male fantasy of objectifying women? There's no diversity here. Everyone is hot, everyone is wearing revealing clothes. Even if it is cold for all other characters, it's just something to think about. Also, if you worked as one of those girls in this movie, I am sorry, I can't imagine how cold you must have been. Me just watching this movie and hearing the gush of wind in my headphones, I was so cold just watching it. Another thing, girls are written as dumb characters. Like, you cannot deny that. I don't know if it's appropriate for me, a guy, to talk about this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Why would Ishika kiss Vikram after he just told her that he lied about himself?
मेरा नाम विक्रम ओबरॉय नहीं, विक्रम कपूर। मेरे पिताजी कोई राइस इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट नहीं, बल्कि एक बैंक में अकाउंटेंट है। मैं तुमसे दीवारों की तरह प्यार करता हूँ।
Oh wait, she won't. This movie is literally a male fantasy come true. How the was this popular with girls? Let me move on from that. Please comment down below if you have any answers for that, because now I'm genuinely curious. Here are some definitions of love and their contexts with characters. Loving someone means lying and manipulating them.
मेरे डैड एक बैंक में काम करते हैं यार। अमीर बाप की बेटी को चुप कराना था तो खुद को ज्यादा अमीर बना दिया।
Loving someone means dying of suicide instead of living without them.
और उसके बिना जी नहीं सकती।
Loving someone means not moving on.
तो क्या हुआ अगर आज वो मेरे साथ नहीं? मैं आज भी उससे उतनी मोहब्बत करता हूँ।
Loving someone means letting others tell you what to do and make decisions for you.
ये है मेरी संजू। तुम दीपक के साथ अपने आप को भूल गई थी, ऐसी बन गई थी जैसे वो तुम्हें देखना चाहता था।
Which brings me to the only good part of this movie, which contradicts every single one of the points. Kiran, the widow, and Karan Chopra's love story. That is the only beautiful thing about this movie, and this has nothing to do with Dead Poet Society, which this movie is supposedly based on. I'll talk about Dead Poet Society in a bit. Karan is a friend. He is honest. He loves her. He is honest about it with her father-in-law, and he goes away after she slaps him. But most importantly, he just wants her to have that happiness that she deserves. And now you can argue with that point that where the line is, if someone doesn't want to be happy, how far can you go into coercing them to be happy? before it turns into manipulation, which is why I love Bhabhi in this movie.
क्या तू इस लड़के से प्यार करती है?
That's the best scene from this movie. I only liked this aspect of the movie because it was grounded, it was real, it was something that happens around us and we can understand that, we can empathize with that. And this movie could have had just these two and I would have absolutely loved this movie. Yes, he cuts his palms knowingly to go see her, which is kind of creepy, but I'll excuse that by saying it's the stupid from the other parts of this movie spilled onto this part. Talking about grounded things, Dead Poets Society, let's talk about that. The biggest advantage of Dead Poets Society is that it's a coming of age movie with teenagers and young school kids as leads, and they're not like in their mid 20s playing college characters. No, that's not it. It also talks about so many good things and values of love, not only in the sense of love as in romantic love, but for passion, for living, for the life force within, for wooing women, yes, absolutely, and also for yourself. It talks about the dangers of conformity, it talks about free thinking and different perspectives and carpe diem.
Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, old time is still a-flying, and this same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying.
That's the most amazing thing I've heard of.
Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
I want to get that tattooed on me. Like, that's such a beautiful message. It shows the struggles of kids with anxiety. It shows teenage love and how so out there it is. It shows kids who are of conforming behaviors, and it shows kids who lose their way trying to suck the marrow of life but end up choking on the bone. It shows the struggles that kids go through when their parents plan their child's entire life without any input from them, and the struggles of those parents who never got the opportunities their kids are getting. It shows the tragic reality of suicide. It's not trying to make us sympathize with the kid or sympathize with the dad or mom. We empathize with everyone. I don't blame the father, I don't blame the son. It is shown as what it is, a horrible, awful tragedy that happens and which could have been avoided. Megha, played by Aishwarya Rai, kills herself for not being with Raj. Why is he named Raj in every single movie? It's not romantic, it's not good writing. Suicide is used to make a point that love is greater than fear. You can keep their thoughts in mind, you can keep their memories and love them in those memories, but you have to grieve. That's a natural process of living. Here's a quote from Marvel's WandaVision, a show based on this specific topic.
But what is grief? If not love, persevering.
I still get goosebumps every time. It's an awful romantic tragedy that shouldn't happen, that is targeted towards Narayan Shankar, who is shown as the villain, and in the end he changes his mind completely. It's a mindfuck of a movie and I love it. It's amazing. This movie tells you that it's romantic to not move on your face, and you agree with it. Do you know what would have been good if Raj was shown as a mature character who is grieving and moving on? But his character is basically a teenage girl's dream. He's dancing with his hallucinatory demon girlfriend, for fuck's sake. As Dead Poets Society suggests, learn to be yourself, have your own identity, become a free thinker and carpe diem. Mohabbatein literally takes all of that and shits on. They literally tell you what to think.
Oh, Narayan Shankar is scary. He's the villain of this movie. Oh, Raj is the hero in love. He's the rebel who will set everyone free with the power of love. Oh, Vikram is a stud in love who clashes with
What's her name?
Ishika. Oh, they are meant for each other. Samir and Sanjana are made for each other, and they are meant to be together because they knew each other as kids. Oh no, Kiran is a victim who is caged by society. Karan will get her out of it.
Okay, let's try different perspectives. Hope I don't disappoint you, oh Captain, my Captain. Narayan Shankar is an exaggerated character who is old-fashioned and we only see what we are shown of him. Raj is not moving on and he's promoting the idea of not moving on to everyone else, thinking that's romantic. Yes, that's opposite of carpe diem. Vikram is a piece of shit. I don't need to explain anymore. His whole personality is based on narcissistic needs to change that no to yes from Ishika, and Ishika, she's just trying to prove herself as worthy, probably because she has some abandonment issues. Samir and Sanjana are both repressed people. Sanjana wants to grow in her identity, and Samir is just telling her what she is, like she was as a kid, the Jhalli Sanjana. She chose Samir over her ex-boyfriend because ex-boyfriend made her something she wasn't, and Samir is making her as she was as a kid, instead of just finding her own identity herself. Kiran is the victim of society. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But Karan isn't there to help out. You know why? Because
अपने दिल से एक बार पूछकर मुझे बता, क्या तू करण से प्यार करती है क्या?
नंदिनी, तुम एक शादीशुदा लड़की से बात कर रही हो?
जी नहीं मेजर जनरल खन्ना, मैं एक ऐसी लड़की से बात कर रही हूँ जिसका पति मर चुका है.
Bhabhi OP. She is the real deal. Like, I love her character so much. And we don't get to see enough of her. Come on, she is such an amazing character. I just want to say one thing before ending this video. Dead Poets Society is a stupid movie. Yes, Dead Poets Society. It shows certain aspects of reality and portrays it in a way that feels as real as I can think of it being, because it shows the bittersweet nature of the world, the big grey area that we call life. Our minds don't want that from a movie. We don't want that. We are such immature beings used as a means for others to make money off of. That's why it's important for movies to tell us what to think. That's why it's important for the stories to be so black and white, good, bad, and hero versus villain. Which simply put, it's an escape from reality. An escape that unintentionally does affect our perception of the reality we live in. Because it's simple, real world is a lot more confusing than the fantasy world we are fed. Dead Poets Society is dumb for being so ambiguous and making us think for ourselves. Mohabbatein should have won the Oscar. Mainly because it's a fantasy and we Indians love fantasy. We don't want to live in the real world, which is probably why so many movies out there, so many TV shows out there play with our minds so much. Fuck Dead Poets Society. It took me so long to think this whole video through, and there are still a few things I can talk about, but I think I made my point clear. Watch these mindless masala movies for what they are. Mindless masala movies. I had so much troubles watching the whole Mohabbatein film. It's so tiring. And that being said, watch it at twice the speed. It gets it gets quite more fun. Thank you so much for staying and watching this video. I genuinely had a lot of breakdowns watching Mohabbatein. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any other movies or any other topics you would like me to talk about. Share it with your friends and have a chat and debate in the comments if you like. We can have a healthy conversation here. Also, New Year's is almost here. 2022 is coming our way, and I'm excited for the future of this channel and for myself. Happy New Year, happy holidays. Hope you are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe!
Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.